This video has spoilers for Undead Unluck, chapter 219. Come back later when you've caught up, please.
Woo! Let's go! He's back!
Let's get into the recap real quick. So we start this chapter exactly where last chapter ended off, with the red beanie triggering the bad bullet 210 year on ruin, triggering Andy to leave the sun. With what we see next is what we already knew and what Saul's plan was, to have Andy leave the sun to lift the restraints on all of the master rules, so that next set of quests they'll be able to come out, do whatever the fuck they want, and then trigger Ragnarok to start happening in the next set of quests afterwards. With the rest of this chapter being mainly focused on Ruin versus Fuko, with Ruin launching an attack using both Uma Blood and Uma Shadow, both of which he still has. But before he can land his attack with them, Billy and Gina both pull up with the Unchanged to stop him in his track, and then Fuko, using her last big stroke of bad bullet being the right glove, another 200-year unlock, just jams that fucker into his mouth, telling him to shut up, and she uses Kinton to fly off, telling everyone to stay put, don't interfere, and just to help Chikara and make sure everything okay is there. With a little moment with Chikara asking Billy to teach him to see using sound. But then we cut back over to Fuko flying with Ruin as a fucking flurry of meteors falls from the skies as she chases him getting hit with a bunch, but not all of them. And they have a conversation as to why Ruin is siding with God. Because these negator abilities are supposed to ruin everyone's lives and make them bad. So why is he siding with them? To which he says he loves the world. He loves it how it is, and what he hates is people trying to go against the world. To which he then has Blood and Shadow just tear apart Kinton, causing Fuko to fall over and land in Japan at a very familiar bridge, with a bunch of people there, some people asking if she's alright, but before things can properly happen, Ruin creates a fucking massive spirit bomb as blood clot ball. It's a fucking city wiping attack, okay? Like, it's a massive fucking spirit bomb as blood clot, and not only is it a massive attack, but because of the shadow casted by it and his control over Uma Shadow, he's freezing everyone there, making it a basically sure hit attack. To which Rune's standing shit and Fugo goes, nah, you're wrong. This is where things getting started, as something crashes through the blood cut, a head rolling on the bridge lands in front of Fuko, and he's back. Fuko welcomes Andy back. Andy says good to be back, as he has returned to the Union. I fucking teared up reading this, because oh my fucking... Let's talk about the beginning bit first, because I don't want to get caught up in the last page, because there's a decent bit to talk about with this chapter. What we all basically knew has been 100% confirmed. Next set of quests is going to feature all of the remaining Master Rules. All 8 of them are going to be going out for the next set of quests. We're going to have all of them coming out and just fucking ruining shit up in the world. And something that I love here is, other than everything, one thing in particular I do like is Fuko's leadership skills being on display here, because we've seen in, like, early on in the Reunion saga, she was, like, kind of hesitant with her, like, guts and her confidence in herself as a leader, but here she is snappy, trusting herself in making the right call, in telling everyone to leave Ruin to her and Undead, because while all the Master Rules are coming out, she knows that if more damage is occurred, they're fucked, so she's making them stay put. And I love that she's having trust in herself here, and knowing that, hey, when Andy gets here, it's wraps. It's game over for Ruin. Oh my god, and then Chikara. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk on, is Chikara going to be blind permanently? Since last chapter, I was on the team that Chikara was going to be getting his sight back. But now with Chikara asking Billy to teach him to see with sound, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if Chikara's going to be getting his sight back now. The Union most definitely have the tech for it, and if Andy is able to do external targeting Undead, then he would definitely get his eyes back. But I don't know if he is getting his eyes back now because of this. But Chikara with the sound sight unmoved combo, we already saw last loop with Billy when he used it on Ruin. He was able to not only target Ruin's big blood blast during the Ragnarok fight, but was also able to target Ruin behind because of the sound bounce around. With Chikara's better understanding of unmoved and Billy's having the sound hearing, and also the soul boost he might get soon that can make his unmove even stronger, I'm just saying it's wraps. Chikara learns sound hearing, it's game over for the industry. It's fucking game over. Now, here's something I'm really curious on, is what's going on with Ruin? Because as Fuko said, he should have also suffered due to his negation awakening, as negations tend to be tied towards tragedies in their awakening. So surely he has to. But with his line of, I love this world, what I hate is people, I'm so curious as to how he ended up acquiring on Ruin and why it is that he hates the people but not the world. Honestly, these last two chapters have done wonders for Ruin, because before I wasn't that into him. I thought he was a bit boring in the last loop, but with all of this, I'm so curious as to what his origins are and why he is that he hates people and loves the world and wants to, and as he said in previous loop, wants to live on and be able to make it to this validated world that God seems to want to create. I don't know, Ruin has me really confused here, and honestly, I'm really liking that. I don't think he's going to be, like, killed off or beaten fully by Annie and Fuko in this fight. I do think he's making it out of this fight, and it's probably going to be tagging on alongside Soul in his quest to team up with him to face off against whoever's fighting Soul, most likely Andy and Fuko. Actually, it's going to be Andy and Fuko that fight Soul. It has to be. But then, oh my god. Then we get to the final half of the chapter. These final few pages, fucking hell. Okay, there's a lot going on here that I fucking love. First of all, the landing from Fuko. Obvious callback over to Andy's 5-point landing during the Gene arc. She even says so. I guess you can learn by watching. Fucking perfect. And also, being honest, Tasuka, you fucking mad lad. I love that he did not try and limit himself on which order he did the reunion to make sure they were in Japan so she could be here. He was like, it's going to end up wherever. I've got Kintoten, so I can make it that no matter which order I tackle these in, Fuko can be at the fucking bridge when her and Andy reunite. It's fucking brilliant. And yeah, I'll just double check. The fucking old guy on this page is the exact same old guy from chapter 1. Oh my fucking god, Tasuka, I love you. I love you so much, Tasuka, you fucking genius. And then holy shit, Ruin is strong as well. This is enough reason why I don't think he's dying out in this fight, because he is fucking strong with no combination of him, Blood, and Shadow. Because holy shit, this fucking Blood Cop ball, holy shit, Ruin's got firepower. Ruin, every single cast member of Undead Unluck and Solo JJK, it's confirmed, fucking hell. But this is probably me looking a bit too far into it, but this line from Fuko, where Ruin says, it's bound to happen soon, a good job surviving these 200 years. Fuko's responsive, you're wrong, this is just the beginning, this is where things get started. I think that might be Tasuka talking to us as an audience a little bit here, because over the past couple of chapters, with the final collection of Tatiana leaving the reunion saga and going into this next saga, which is most definitely the final saga, there's been a lot of talks, at least over here in the rest for most English speaking fans, of Undead Unluck ending soon. It's going to be ending soon. We're going into the final arc. It's going to be over soon. I think this is Tasuka being like, don't worry, it's not going to end soon. We're just getting started, because there is a lot to come after this. We have a lot to fucking go over after this reunion saga. I understand people worried because a lot of shit has ended, like, in these recently, with, like, Mashal last year. We've had My Hero end a couple of weeks ago. JJK is fucking ending in a couple of weeks. So there's a lot of people dooming about Undead Unluck ending soon. There's a lot of time left. There's plenty of fucking chapters left. At earliest, it's gonna be next year, but I can easily see Undead Unluck hitting 300 chapters. There's still so much left to do. But that's a more in-depth conversation to have in another video. But oh my god, these final 4 pages. These final fucking 4 pages. Andy's fucking return. So, there's the very obvious parallel of Andy's head rolling on a bridge to Fuko, and then his regeneration, the way he's like post up, the part of him that's regenerated is an obvious callback to the first time seeing him regenerate in chapter 1. Clearly. But fucking hell, It's just so fucking good. It doesn't matter how obvious it is. It's a fucking phenomenal callback. And also, just getting to see Andy back. This is chapter of the year. This is Undead Unluck's best chapter of the year. I don't know if there's going to be a chapter that tops this. Maybe next chapter, if we get a fucking page of them two kissing. Maybe. I don't know. But so far, this is chapter of the year. Just done and settled. It's game over. Wrap it up for the... Also, Cluffy as well. Was Cluffy with Andy on the fucking sun? Where the fuck did Cluffy come from? Fuko didn't fucking have him as far as we know. So has Cluffy been on the sun with Andy this whole time? I'm gonna need a couple of chapters from Andy explaining, like, fucking when he got Cluffy, when he went up to the sun, why he went up to the sun. I need that explained, please. Because if Cluffy has been up there with him this whole fucking time, then what? How fucking strong is Cluffy's regeneration? Also, I'm sorry. The fact that Andy's like fucking bridle carrying Fuko, or like picking him up and whatnot. She's the one fucking aiming his finger with her bare hand, loading him with Unluck. Their heads fucking squeezing together. Ah, the fucking romance. The fucking romance. Ah, I cannot properly form comprehensive thoughts on this chapter. It is pure emotion in the minute. It's fucking phenomenal. I love this chapter. It is a top 5 chapter of the series for me, and it's most definitely the best chapter of the year. Unless next chapter fucking blows out of the park. It's going to. I don't think I can do a top 10 chapters of the year thing. I think I have to do top 10 like bunches of chapters. Because Tasuka, for some reason, does great chapters, and then every now and then Tasuka's just like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do 3 chapters back to back that are fucking phenomenal peak chapters. The fucking end of the Uma language arc with those last 3 chapters. Last chapter, this chapter, most definitely fucking next chapter. 129, 130, 131, or 132 was also fucking phenomenal. But that's for Tasuka always sits down and goes, you know what? Fuck it. These next 3/4 chapters, it's just going to be a bundle of 10 out of 10s. He needs to fucking cut this shit out. He needs to space these out more because I need to be able to think. He needs to stop overshadowing Weekly Shonen and jump off a series. That's it for my breakdown of the chapter. There's not much to say other than it's fucking phenomenal. The art is always great, but the reunion of Andy and Fuko is something we've been building up to since... It's not even the end of Ragnarok. Chapter 126 is the last time that they saw each other face to face in the same room. And then they didn't get to see each other again. And even when he came down to Hell during the sick arc, it was only a close. So we've been building up to this for just under 100 chapters. I believe it's been 93 chapters since they were last together. And the fact that the last time they were on page together in the same fucking panel, 126, it was them hugging for a stroke of Unluck, and now he's back, and they're fucking hugging for a stroke of Unluck. There's not much to say. I'm just rambling on as an emotional mess in a minute because it's just that good. This is not one of them chapters you break down analytically. It's just a pure emotional chapter. And you know what? That's fucking phenomenal. That's phenomenal. It doesn't have to be anything else. I need the next chapters now. I'm still not going to be looking at leaks, but I need it. Predictions, I've got none. I don't have any. We're going to see the power of Undead and Unluck. Now that Fuko has grown to understand her look and her emotions much stronger over these 200 years, and that Andy, over these last fucking eons, has fully grasped his soul and fully learned to acknowledge his death and understanding on death on the level of Victor. We're about to see the strongest fucking duo in, not even in this series, just out of all series. We're about to see the strongest pair of characters out of 90% of Weekly Shonen Jump's catalogue. Like, there's not many duos that can beat this combined force of Undead and Unluck. So that's all I've got for next chapter. We're about to see the strength of Andy and Fuko combined. And honestly, we've already seen our fucking high five between the two after all this time apart causes a comet to cool them down. So them two hugging like this with the emotions flaring up of them two reuniting after, for Fuko, hundreds of years. For Andy, literal eons. What the fuck is about to happen? What kind of stroke of unluck is about to come? Genuinely, I fear for them accidentally destroying the Earth. It's not going to happen, but I don't know what's about to fucking happen. I have no idea of what kind of stroke of unluck could come right now. But I need next week to come. I need next week ASAP, because if it doesn't hurry up, I'm gonna. I'll see you next week. It's too fucking good.